So the Milwaukee project is unbelievable, and I have some stuff on it. If you want, I have a yellow sheet here, which is a 2-page way where, that's a 2-pager. This is a longer thing. It's a letter to Sam Adams that I sent after Sam Adams insulted me at a meeting, which I wasn't there. If I had been there, he probably wouldn't have insulted me, but since I wasn't, I guess he figured it was easy to say something, except he forgot the meeting was being recorded, so I listened to the audio recording. This yellow sheet boils down our suggestion, which I had made to Sam Adams. I made it to John Micah, chair of the House Transportation Committee. I made the suggestion to our governor. I made the suggestion to Representative Jamie Herrera Butler up in Washington State, who happens to be on the Transit Subcommittee in Congress, to say, look, here's what you do. We already started this new bridge over the Willamette from Milwaukee Light Rail. Okay, well that's stupid. I mean, 8 or 9 years ago, they were talking about Milwaukee Light Rail to go over the Hawthorne Bridge, which could have been done for $72 million per mile instead of the $205 million per mile, which is what the current proposal is. All right, fine, we're building a new bridge. We haven't built a new bridge since 1963. Downtown Portland does need a new bridge. So you're already building it. We don't have to say it's wasted. Go ahead and build the bridge. But don't put light rail on it. The light rail project, that's incredibly wasteful. The bridge will have function with or without rail. It'll have a lot more function without rail because under the current idea, the bridge will have light rail, maybe streetcar. That's not part of the current project. Massive sidewalks for peds and bikes, and no cars or trucks. Even though cars and trucks are the dominant mode in downtown Portland. And even this new bridge is to feed the South Waterfront District, which if you ever go down there, you know, it's very constrained down there. There is no access from the east. There's no access from the south down by the old spaghetti factory. There are about 5 ways to get in off Macadam Avenue, which is very congested. And there's 1 way to get in from the north on Moody Avenue. So it does need an eastern portal. But I went down there with some volunteers, and over a period of months, we actually counted every single trip in and out from 6 in the morning until 10 o'clock at night by every single way you can get in and out of the district. It's quite educational to see how the district functions. And we counted numbers of people in cars, too. And it turns out, if you include peds and bikes, which need roads, typically a sidewalk or a shoulder with the road, if you include cars, peds, and bikes, 91% of all passenger trips in the district use roads, and 100% of freight uses roads. The current streetcar accounts for about 9% of all passenger trips, and they all basically go to one place, one building of OHSU at the bottom of the tram. The rest of the district has nothing to do with fixed rail. Especially the rich people who live right on the river in the really high-end condos. I've done counts at all those places too. The streetcars are relevant to them. So you're building this new bridge. Our proposal, I say our, Steve Shop is here, back in the room. Steve, you want to raise your hand? He's an all-around troublemaker. And, so you know, we've been sort of working together, trying to sell this idea that, okay, we need a new bridge, and if you get cars and trucks over it, plus bikes and peds, all the congestion on all the other downtown bridges, which are typically over capacity at the peak period, you draw some trips away from them, and you make all the other bridges work better. Go ahead and connect the streetcar. I mean, it doesn't serve any function. It's a complete waste of money. But you've already shoved it down the throats of people on the east side. You've already gotten on the west side, running across the bridge, and the steel wheel people, you know, they get a little bone, and they're happy. And at least you can share a streetcar right away, which you cannot with light rail. Light rail access, it just sits there doing nothing. Streetcar access made the streetcar, again, doesn't serve any transportation purpose, but it's not monopolizing the road space. Everyone else can use it. And so if you cancel out the light rail part and build the bridge and allow the streetcar to go forward, and then improve bus service, of the $1.5 billion, you could save about 1.3. And then most importantly, the $750 million that has to be raised locally from Clackamas County, from the City of Milwaukee, from South Waterfront District, City of Portland, and other sources. That money is then available, well, including almost $200 million of money through Metro, that is gas tax money laundered through DC and comes back to us as so-called flex funds, which could go to anything else, such as rebuilding the Seward Bridge, a lot more important. You know, all this money, about $500 million of local match money that could then be freed up to be used for actual transportation or other purposes, in the case of urban renewal money, instead of this one project benefiting almost no transit customers, but benefiting a lot of people who feed at the trough here of this project. And just to give you, I'll just kind of close making a few more points, that by comparison, I mean, to tell you that $205 million a mile is a capital cost, that's not actually that informative if you don't follow these projects. You say, well, $205 million compared with what? Well, no other TriMet light rail project has ever cost more than $74 million a mile, even when you translate the dollars into 2011 dollars. Adjusted for inflation, even the West Side project with a 3-mile tunnel that was pretty expensive did not cost more than $71 million a mile. The Emerald Express, the bus rapid transit project that is the pride and joy of Eugene, which is actually vast overkill for the little city of Eugene, but they like it. It seems kind of glitzy. $6 million a mile. Like I said, it was a waste of money for Eugene. It's not worth $6 million a mile. But gee, if we could get Milwaukee Light Rail for $6 million a mile, I might even support it. But $205 million? I mean, literally, people have said to me, well, why is it so expensive? And I say, actually, I don't know. It's not just the new bridge. The new bridge is only $135 million. How can you spend that much money? Here's another comparison. President Obama's been driving around lately in the Midwest in this big new black glamour bus with tinted windows and looks like
made in Canada.
Yeah.
Rockstar bus.
And so the price tag all tricked out. You know, it's got all kinds of gizmos in it, and a shower and a bed and high-tech stuff. $1.1 million. Well, a basic light rail vehicle is $4 million. So a light rail vehicle, what is that? It's not comfortable. It's made for people who are about 4 feet high and weigh about 75 pounds. The seats are hard. You can't, no neck recliners, no overhead light, no free Wi-Fi, nothing. I mean, it's strictly utilitarian. Doesn't travel very fast. Only goes where the steel wheels take it. So a totally tricked out bus, which goes anywhere you want it to go, has all kinds of modern amenities. Costs 1/4 of a boring generic light rail vehicle. Wow, why don't we just cancel Milwaukee Light Rail and buy a fleet of 15 or 20 presidential tricked out buses and run them over to Milwaukee, up and down McLaughlin Boulevard, really, really cool futuristic buses. And with all the money you'd save, you wouldn't even need to charge people. In fact, you give away free coffee and donuts. Free coffee and donuts, Wall Street Journal, service every 6 or 7 minutes. You want express buses? Sure, it's Buses Express. You want a limited stop bus? Sure, limited stop. You want a local? Sure, everything you want. We have it all here. You could not possibly spend $205 million a mile in rubber-tired transit. You'd run out of ways, short of flying over Milwaukee and shoving $100 bills out there. You could not possibly spend that much money. So why are we doing this? It's a project in search of a purpose. The answer is because Neil McFarlane, when he retires, he wants an editorial from the Oregonian just like Fred Hansen got when he retired. It's all about how many champagne bottles are broken at the ceremony when we open this whole new thing. And Fred Hansen's timing is perfect. He leaves here. He's now down in Australia, a thinker in residence at a think tank where he's a triple dipper public pensioner. And he gets to brag about all the cool stuff he did in Portland and sell the snake oil all around the world. And meanwhile, as TriMet's going broke, largely because of him, where is he? On the sunny beaches of Australia with a great editorial by the Oregonian. Timing's great. So, I've tried explaining this to the TriMet board, testified many times, tried to make him realize that this isn't working, can't possibly work. The trains are cannibalizing bus service. There's even a group called Opal Environmental Justice, which tries to represent low-income and minority riders, mostly on the east side, demanding that bus service be restored. And I've tried to partner up with them, and they're good kids. They're mostly young, and they're definitely on the right track. That light rail, especially the debt service on light rail bonds, is purely cannibalizing TriMet's general fund, along with all their labor cost problems.